Hello, everyone. It has been a while. Let me get this post onto Instagram, and then we're going to get straight into it because I 100% need to do full-on sewing Gremlin mode right now. Story here. Come on. I know. The internet has been really shitty the last while, so I'm hoping that we're okay streaming today. I don't know. I don't want AI to recommend my products. Thank you very much. Oh man, that picture of the room when we had it set up the other direction is so good, and to almost flip it again, but I don't want to do more work right now. We have already done our reorganization, so if you're like, we're looking at this from a different direction, you are. Because I actually got my cylinder arm machine, which is exciting. Which is why we're working on Kato bags right now, because I really want to put it through its paces for yeah, I really want to put it through its paces for this weekend. Yeah, I prepped so much, and I have so little stock for this show. It's not even actually funny. I'm actually kind of terrified. What's gonna happen? All right. Anyway, we have posted the link. We have been a responsible streamer. We're good. Our MacBook speakers are bloody blahs. I canceled my appointment for my hair this week because I was just like, I don't even have time to go to get my hair done. So, and I was like, it looks, the color's still very vibrant. The roots are a little bit annoying, but whatever, it's fine. I do need to just pick out the stitch line that I have on this. I was trying to do drawstrings last night, and they kept bird nesting for some reason. So we're going in, and we're doing some seam ripping. Look at me behaving myself with my seam ripping instead of putting into timeout. Although, honestly, if it does fight me any more than it already is, it is going into fucking timeout. Yeah, so we got the cylinder arm machine, which is something that I've been talking about for a while. It is a Juki. I went with a secondhand. Basically, probably what happened is it was in an industrial setting somewhere, but it was a quarter of the price of purchasing new. And so I'm kind of like, well, if it needs work, the nice thing is that the robins are in the backyard. The fact that okay, here's the thing. Bluntly, I shouldn't have to spend $6,000 on repairs. And even if I do, it's not all going to come due at the same time. So I hope I don't have to. It did need a little bit of convincing that it actually wanted to work. The timing had to go. I don't know actually if I had to, but I did actually have to. Dallas reset the timing for me. Because the needles that we're using are quite a bit more delicate than what were set in the machine. And then I just had to go in and do the stitch regulation dial. It was stuck at 5mm, and I'm like, well, that isn't going to work long term. Since we only use 5mm for our freaking basting, and that machine is not the basting machine anyway, because the flat deck's still going to do I'm going to say that we're going to still do probably 75% of the work on the flat deck. The cylinder arm should... Oh my god, I think we should ditch this. Fuck. Okay, it's I don't know what's going on here because it's... Okay, the bird nesting, whatever. That always makes it harder to pick out, but it's almost like it's been double stitched, and that's what's refusing to pull is one of the stitch lines. I guess I should also pull the bobbin and reset it because it was definitely a bobbin issue. Actually... No, and the needle's fine. It's sharp. I think we changed it after I got the wax canvas done, right? So anyway, if you're joining after Dawson Creek, thank you so much for the support at Dawson Creek. You guys came out, which was much needed. It was an absolutely horrendous drive north, between like, so Cochrane to Sundre was okay. It wasn't spectacular, but it wasn't anything like crazy. But then Sundre to Drayton was worse, and then Drayton to we should have turned around, flat out. And here's the other part of it is like, it wouldn't have mattered which highway we went on because we were on a little bit more back road. Yeah, it wouldn't matter which highway we went on because the 2 was just absolutely, or apparently was just as horrendous. Anyway, then we hit Mayerthorpe, and the roads were like, spring was actually here, whereas the other ones were still like, it's winter. It was like, it was bad. I don't think, we haven't driven on roads that bad for a while, but it was basically like, it felt like it was probably 2 to 3 inches of ice on the road. And then like, and snow, and it was like, ugh, it was just disgusting. We actually had 2 people turn around. Ooh, hello. The bobbin case did not go in. We actually had 2 people turn around in front of us, between Drayton and Mayerthorpe, and I was like, that's probably a good idea. Like a truck and an SUV. Yeah, it was quite, yeah, it was gross. I was very glad that it was a good show because that drive was intense. And then it was like, and then we came back on Monday and it was like nothing ever happened over the weekend, because that's always how it goes though. So now we're like, well, I guess it's been 3 weeks. I'm sorry that I like totally lapsed, but I ordered the machine 2 weeks ago. It came on Friday because it took a week for them to ship. Yeah, that's the right timeline. And I was like, so I was desperately, my room is not tidy, but it is reorganized again. Meryl, you okay? Okay, just don't throw it up on the fabric, please. Yeah, just throw it up on that paper. Yeah, I know. I know, it's hairball season, isn't it? You know, if I get up and move towards her, she's totally going to move in. Honestly, right now, she's in a good spot, so. No, this fabric is just not having it. It's like, you got a new sewing machine, and we're done. Okay, I wonder, I think this one might be wider than it's supposed to be. A little bit. Okay, we're going to trim it down because I think what's happened now is it's just been sewn over too many times. Okay, do not throw up on the fabric. At least go upstairs, please. Jesus, cat. I know. I'm sorry that you feel terrible, but... Okay. Yes, I have a little box barrier behind me. Should I clean up the box barrier? Yes. Are we going to? No. No, we are not. Because Otafest is in 2 days. Well, setup is in 2 days. And I have soccer tonight, and I'm actually skipping book club, which I don't typically, like, this is the first time I'll skip book club when I was actually in the area. Okay. Okay, if this bird nests on this side, then we're swapping the needle as well. Yeah, there we go. Okay, it was just angry on the other side then. Nope. That bobbin still is not happy. What the fuck is going on? Okay, that tells me that. We're putting that into timeout because I don't feel like I don't want to seam rip it again. Which means that we could grab another one. The bobbin is right. Fuck me. Okay, fine. No, it's totally freaking out because we've got a new machine. It's like, you're going to abandon me. No, we're not. Trust me, we're not abandoning you. The majority of the work is still going to fucking happen on you because the cylinder arm is not good for flatbed work. More likely what it is I need to clean out the feed dogs from the frickin' wax canvas. Because we were finishing wax canvas right up until the end the other day. I wish this plate was ever so slightly bigger. Cat problems of a sewist. niche problems. But like, you're always working around this stuff. It's like, why couldn't you make the like feed dog plate just this bigger? I guess then all the feed dog plate. I don't know. Still seems like it would be better. Because you can't tell me that in an industrial setting they don't need to go in and clean these regularly as well. Especially in an industrial setting. They're probably cleaning them more than I do. Maybe. Maybe they aren't. I don't know. Do they just like... Weird? No, because capitalism... Unless they have to pay for equipment and everything too, right? So... But yeah, like, do they just wear out the machine and then they're like, eh, throw it away? Guess that's how I got my machine, probably. Anyway, this company that I bought it from does have absolutely horrendous reviews, so I had been hesitant. But then I was just like, again, I was like, quarter the price. If I have to put the extra 3/4 into maintenance, so be it. It also has a higher resale value still than one of the other machines. And it was cheaper than buying a new Texo, which would have been my alternate choice. Texo does put their machines on sale. Oh god, that needs to actually fully come out. Texo, so over the box barrier. Fuck, Katie, you need to move that back. Anyway, Texo does put their machines on sale, and I do think that they would be a good alternate option. But the problem that I have, or where I hesitated with Texo, is I'm like, they're all like, oh, we're a family company. And I was like, okay, that's cool, and they're Canadian. But what happens when you're done? Right? Like, Juki, I know for sure, again, even if I have to replace basically all the internal parts, Juki has been around for a long time and will continue to be around because they are not a family company anymore. So yeah, there's a few factors in the decision on what I did, basically. Anyway, spectacular weather out right now. It's supposed to be absolutely shitty this weekend. No snow or anything like that, but a lot of like rain apparently, or the potential for rain. If you are coming down, if you're in Calgary and you're coming down to Otafest, please reminder, transit is restricted on the May long weekend, as always. It's nothing new. I know everyone every year is like, oh my god, but it's true. Yeah, so just keep that in mind when you're coming down, that is something that is happening. Because it is May long weekend. That's why Otafest is this weekend. Otafest runs Friday through Sunday, and then we have Monday off. And I'm going to go see some friends instead of hobbiting myself away. Although I already told her, I'm like, we are not meeting in the morning, because I'm not going to feel like doing shit in that morning. Well, okay. I was a little bit more polite than that. I told her I didn't want to be moving too early, or too, like, I don't want to be rushed out the door that day, because of the show. Okay. I think I loosened that off well enough, so let's... Okay, well, hopefully this is what... Hopefully this is what actually was causing the issues. It's not going to hurt to have cleaned it out, so that's what I always go with. Let's see how much lint builds up in here, though. Okay, now, the places that... Come on. There we go. Maybe. Okay, yeah, now all the feed dogs are just like jammed full of waxy lint. That's the problem. That might be one of the places that the cylinder arm does shine, is because it's got smaller feed dogs. We can probably do, maybe we should do our wax canvas work over there. I don't know why I'm wiping it off on my jeans, but whatever. They fit right now, but they're like when these guys wear out, I'm not going to make a great effort to fix them because they are too big. Oh god, that's a very sticky clump. Nope, nope. We're putting this under hot water and seeing if that works because the wax is sticky, right? So if we put it under hot water, it should, right? In theory, that's cold water. You are the closest sink to the hot water tank. Why is it taking so long? Still not warm. What the fuck? Although to be fair, I guess I've never actually tried to get warm water in this sink. Okay, well the back's definitely cleaner. Aha, there we go. Come on. I don't know. Is it gonna make it worse? Probably not. What the fuck I had? Okay, there it is. I'm like, I have a whole roll of paper towel here. Where is it? I saw it this morning. Okay. Now, obviously, we want to make sure it's very dry before we put it back in the machine. I seriously just looked at that all. Anyway, we had birthday party. It's this weekend, the youngest's. Pikachu-ish, Pokemon-ish theme party, piñata. Thank goodness it was good weather for it. Last year was crummy weather. And also we got a chance to I got their invites out at the correct time. So they had more kiddos that were able to make it. Last year they only had 2 that could make it. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. Just did not get those invites out soon enough. Seems like that 3.5 week point is a nice sweet spot for it. So yeah, we got those done. And then Mother's Day, I went for 10, no, it's like a 10K. No, I went for a 7K run. Yes, felt good. I have not done any training for Calgary half. I am not expecting any improvement in my time. In fact, I am expecting to be quite a bit slower than last year, probably close to 45 minutes slower. Which is fine. I'm still going out and doing it. It's annoying. I'm trying to have the mental shift right now that I'm just basically in another recovery period because it is medication induced. It's not training induced. I did enough training for the marathon, but being on the Ozempic and being in the calorie deficit constantly is yeah, you got fuel to train, and I am unable to do that currently. So we haven't lost compared to the marathon, at least, I don't think. So that's nice. But yeah, now I gotta rebuild. It's almost summer though. I'm excited to run. I'm far more excited to run outside right now. Which will be nice. Okay, that is way better. That did actually, I think, help loosen a lot of that shit in there. Shit being the wax canvas. We've cleared out, I think, enough of the lint under here for now. Oh God, don't get the paintbrush jammed. Okay, I was absolutely horrified at the amount of crud in there when we pushed the machine back. I guess we do also need to redo the oil on the machine soon. Okay, and then we're going to also wipe off the plate here. Yay, I think I did it. Woohoo! Okay, clean up the desk. Roof everywhere. Okay. Now, this should be magnetized. Nope. I got this magnetizer from Canadian Tire the other day. I don't know if it actually works. We've been doing this without magnetizing them before, so it's all good, but yeah, it's definitely not magnetized. What the hell? Anyway, so yeah, so now instead of the big cat tree in the middle of the room, we have the cat tree right here beside us. So Flynn's been enjoying the new Juki table, but now I'm like, no, you need to sit in the cat tree. So yeah, so that's part of why this is set up this way, because I actually did build a small shelf here beside me, which you can actually kind of see. It's calyx that I actually bought for my yarn and then I'm not going to be able to use because the space is not like when we moved the youngest, they got a bed this year. And my goodness, it's been good. They've been sleeping through in it so nicely. It's so good. They'll come in for cuddles and like occasionally come in to sleep in the big bed, but yeah, their enjoyment of their bed was what I was anticipating from the eldest, and the eldest is still in our bed the most. It's fine, but it's like, it's been nice to have the extra space. Anyway, long story short, as all my stories are, when we set up the did I put that in backwards? Anyway, when we set up the youngest's bedroom, we took the nursery chair out. And the nook that this shelf was supposed to go into is where the nursery chair went, which is fine, a little bit annoying. But then I was left with a shelf that I was like, I don't really feel like returning it, but like, where am I going to use it? So this is the perfect place. It's actually got the stuff that we use regularly when we're sitting here, instead of me having to go into the fabric room all the goddamn time, like zippers and leather pieces. And I did a bin of, we've got a bin of like cotton webbing right now because I had a bunch of pieces laying around. I'm like, well, there we go. And I feel like we're just going to go in and like cut up a bunch more sort of thing, right? So that's there. I don't know if it's going to stay there or if I'm going to reorient it, but it's really good because now the cats also have a cat tree right here. You can actually see him kind of in my face cam, which keeps them off the sewing tables, which is nice. And then Dahlia's cat tree is over with the kids' chairs, but I do feel like that one's going to move upstairs because she likes to scratch. Up scratch is what I call it, which means that she likes to like stretch and scratch our chair legs and table legs and door frames. And we don't have a cat tree on the main floor right now. So I'm thinking I'm going to tidy up the kids' like craft tower area, and we're going to move it back to where it was previously. I think they're old enough for it to be moved back to where it was previously, and then we'll go from there. Okay. Now, to take out the last little factor, we are going to change the needle again anyway. I'm pretty sure we did recently, but you know what? It's a cheap, easy fix to just swap the needle back out. Can I use the shorter one? I don't know if that's easier, but it might be. Yeah. And then, so Thursday we've got actually a very late load-in time. I must have been really late getting my form in. So I've had to like organize childcare for Thursday night. Actually, I need to still call my mother-in-law. I tried earlier because she needs to take the kiddos on Friday. Then I need to also just make sure that my brother and sister-in-law, like brother-in-law and sister-in-law, are reminded, because I do not want to booth brat these two kiddos for 3 days. All right, that would suck. I've got another show on the 31st, and I'll probably bring them to that one. But like, it's a completely different vibe from Otafest too. So, okay, there we go. There was a good chunk of fluff on the needle, so maybe that was part of what was contributing. Usually when they're on that side, they are toast, so we're just going to assume those guys are toast. Those are labels. So that's the 110s. What the fuck? Where'd they go? There they are. It is wild because the needles for the new machine are like one size up versus the old machine. And I'm like, okay. Now, did this do... No, this didn't do this other side properly either. Okay. Fine. Then... We do have another bobbin wound, so if this bobbin, like, freaks out, we will swap the... Just completely, like... Get rid of this bobbin and get a new bobbin in as well. That's one thing I do need to also get is I need to get some eye or neck lights for this other Juki because it is in the dark corner. It needs some, it doesn't have like a light or anything like that. I don't think it even has a like insulation area for the light. So okay, are you set? You're set in. Okay, cool. Then we're going to do a little trim down of this end because it is frayed. Okay, yep, we do have a meeting today. So around, I hope it's at 2:30. Yeah, it's 2:30. So I will... The youngest, they've got their like follow-up for the year and assessment. I'll just make sure that gets to Dallas. Now I can go into work mode since I got the email. Okay, and the foot is like clear enough. That's not where you put the foot, Katie. Trying to like put it on the needle. Okay. Turn the machine on. Still doesn't sound very happy. It's fine. Okay. So what I'm going to do then, so I'll go for the meeting, and then I'm going to make sure that we match up all the cotton webbing with pieces, like the pieces that we're going to sew, because we got a crap ton of we got a ton of cotto cut, but we have a shitload of belt bags and mini traveler slings, because I figure they did really good at Otafest last year, and so I figure we'll focus in on them. I do need to fucking sew some like straps for these guys though too. This seam ripper also just is shitty. Okay, these are like my favorite seam rippers. What happened? Are you just not a good one? Totally possible, I guess. But it's brand new because I'm like I have like 16,000 of them. That's hyperbole, but feels like it. And apparently, I can't find more than like 2. I know there's one on my sewing table that works really well, so maybe I'll try and hunt it down. But honestly, that sewing table is not good right now. And obviously there's like thread issues too, so it's not, it is a little bit on the seam ripper. It's not fully on the seam ripper. Come on. There. This way. Okay. That is folded over well enough that I'm going to go from this end, which might also help. hey, now everything is like cleaned up underneath. Yay. Ooh. Okay, because what else do we need to do? We need to do polypro for these guys still. There's a couple things that still need to be done for the Kato. The majority of the cutting is done. There's a couple things I still need to cut for the, I don't know if I planned for the Amelia crossbody bags that are supposed to have the aubergine. So I'm a little bit lost on my progress there right now. But I'm like, okay. It's like the exteriors are done and ready, but I'm like, what about the interiors? Did I actually do it? I don't know. I don't know. Alright, can you actually see what we're working on? Actually, yeah, you can pretty well see what we're working on. Sweet. And of course, as it seems to go, everything came due at once for supplies. So, damn it. I didn't want to have to go buy leather this year, or at least right now. It was an expensive day. Sewing machine, leather, rivets. Although, surprisingly, Tandy still has the best price on rivets so far. And I did special order a couple thousand packs of the other ones that we use more normally as well, because I didn't realize that they had 1,000 pack. But now I know. A couple of them are special order, so that's why I don't have them. But I did pick up the gunmetal ones they did have, because I was like, that is a color we use consistently. So, and if you're in the Calgary area, the South Store is still the best store. They moved into their new space a year ago, and this is that was my first trip down, and it was spectacular. It was like so nice to go down too. So, hi, what's up? Statement received. So, at this point, I don't know what the goal for the day is. Goal is sewing. Goal is sewing. And then I will be back on tonight. We've got soccer. Then we're going to come home. We're going to eat. The kids are going to have some TV time until quite late, because then they'll just go straight to sleep. And then tomorrow I have nothing that I have to do. Today I have... Oh, shit. Ah, lies. No, I gotta go see my doctor tomorrow. Lovely. I haven't even done the blood work that I'm supposed to do yet. Fuck. Alright, that's because I was gonna go do a walk-in today, but that won't give... it won't be done. Shit. What are you guys gonna do yesterday? But I don't want to keep pushing it back either. Well, yeah, whatever. We'll go to the doctor tomorrow. So... I'll try to be at a point where it's like I've got stuff to do between drop-off and, like, doctor time. Although the doctor's appointment is quite early. The truck is already packed. Dallas and one of his friends helped, like, repack that last week, which is good. Nice. I realized that I do want to throw one more table in, but that's not a big deal. It can go in the cab. I have to organize car seats for my sister-in-law for Thursday. There's a few things, just a few things to do. So we'll see how the sewing gremlin mode goes. Try and have something to do that I can carry to soccer. Most of these, the big thing is that they still need polypro cut for their edges. Well, basically all the work styles to be done on them, so. And yes, if I hadn't prepped quite so much, I would have more time right now. However, if I don't prep a bunch of stuff, there's zero chance of it getting done. Like, the fact that I'm saying down to so now means that those Amelias probably won't get done for this round. Maybe? I don't know yet. Probably not. Or maybe I'll get them cut, like, in the next little bit. And then, yeah. Okay, so the only thing I don't like about this is the fact that the USB cable is, like, draped across the back of my machine right now. And since we chain piece so much, it could potentially damage the USB cord. Hi! Well, you're the one sitting on the back of my chair. Why are you complaining? Oh, God. That's not good for the bobbin. Okay, and we're not having any more nest. Nope, that is some of the straightest stitching I've had in a while. Straightest, cleanest stitching. That, we're out of bobbin thread. All right. Oh no, we probably broke it because of the push off of the edge there. Yep. Whee. And actually, Dallas went and did groceries with the kids yesterday, which was super useful. I was like, thank you. Gave me a chance to continue prepping without children in the way. Or like disrupting, I guess. It's not really like they're in the way. They're just, they have needs that, like, if I can consistently interrupt it to meet, I don't get into any kind of flow. There we go. Yeah. And I'm kind of sorry that I did not get on to do a lot of, like, prep videos for this round, but I was just like, I gotta lock in and just go. I was also listening to my book club book, which now I'm not going to book club, but I did finish the book. I figured out, I was like, because I was not enjoying the audiobook, and I listened to so many audiobooks. There wasn't anything wrong with the narrator, except I figured out that she was talking too fast for me. So I actually turned the audiobook narration down to like 0.9 because that didn't distort the voice, and then I was actually able to keep up with it more or less. Anyway, because I was reading it, I do actually want to go in and kind of, I think what I'll do is I'll still finish it as a book again, because there are some things that didn't necessarily penetrate the brain while I was, penetrate. While I was like listening and mathing and stuff, but at least I got the gist of the story. It was, we are doing When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. That's the book club book for tonight. And then for June, we are doing Ballad of the Fallen Dragon, which is also Sarah A. Parker. It's the second book. I don't know how long this series is. I'm hoping it's a duology. It feels like it's sufficient at the duology level. Yeah. And I just saw that Devney Perry just finished the first, like, draft, or has, yeah, I think she just finished the first draft for the last one in the Shield of Sparrows trilogy, which, oh my god. And again, I'm so excited. Yeah, and then and I listened to Splintered Kingdom, which is the second, okay, I thought this was going to be a duology. Apparently, it's actually a trilogy, but at least the third book is coming out in September. But anyway, it's, I don't know what the trilogy title is, but it's Smoke and Scar and Splintered Kingdom by Gretchen Powell Fox. It's so good. There's so much yearning, and so it's like the UST on this book is so good. And then when they do finally get down to it, it's so good. I will say with When the Moon Hatched, it's fucking slow. It like the first really good, like, oh god, this is going to get good, was probably chapter 13. And then 15. And then I don't think it actually got really into the story until about chapter 40. So I will say that I think it could have been condensed. And actually, now that I think of it, it's probably going to be a trilogy, because there's a lot going on with the, like, celestial powers that be that was not explained at all. Anyway, and also the ending was messy. It wasn't really a cliffhanger, which I appreciate. like, it's obvious that we're going into another book, but it wasn't like, oh my god, she's dead, like some books have been. At the same time, I'm very, 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 very glad that this next book is out next week instead of having to wait for like another year. Like some series, I know. Although at the same time, I'm like, if I had to wait another year, it's fine too, I guess, because I would prefer a well-written book to a fast book. That's where we're at with it right now. That bobbin's basically done anyway. Okay. By the way, this new cylinder arm actually has massive fucking bobbins. It actually has a like shit ton of thread on there. Hi. Please don't scratch my chair. So, I am very, very pleased with the size of the bobbins on the new machine. Apparently it took Gain an actual industrial to get it. Dallas came down and went afterwards, so it came in on Friday. He was out doing something with the kids. I don't... Oh, right. The eldest had a field trip. And they finished up a little bit of the party prep that I hadn't gotten done. I can't even remember what they did, but they did stuff for me. But anyway, he's like, how did you get downstairs? Because like it is a 90-pound head. And I was like, well, I put it on some cardboard, and then I was like, if it rolls down the stairs, well, sucks to be me. But like, that's... The kids are heavier than that now. Do I constantly heft them around? No, I probably should continue. But, it's fine. It had carry straps on it. And I just, yeah, I put it on some cardboard so I didn't ding up our floors. And then by the time it got to the stairs, which are carpeted, it was just like rolling along. It was awesome. Was I very careful? Yes. Did I wear shoes instead of my slippers while I was going down the stairs with this machine? Also yes, because it's terrifying. Do as I say, not as I do. I feel really bad for the guy who had to deliver it, though. He was like, he actually brought it up the stairs. I'm like, dude, you should have just left it at my like garage door. Although if I don't have to set up another sewing machine table in my life, it will be too soon, because there was 0 instructions, and not even when you go to look at like the website of the manufacturer. Like, I know I did not get a Juki table. That's fine. I'm pretty sure this one's not Juki either, because I don't think Juki actually makes tables. But it was like, even, I don't think it was even the knockoff of the Juki, the Jack table. But even on the Jack table like Jack sewing table or sewing machine site, there wasn't even instructions for something that was similar. So it was a lot of guesswork. I got it figured. Why does this feel like it's doing really small stitches now? It's because it is doing really small stitches. It's fine. I'm not going to pick that out, but it should be larger. Seriously. Oh yeah, we've also got a crap ton of gyoza bags. Just waiting to go to, actually. So what I am planning to do is I'm going to tidy this shelf up, by the way, and then that's going to kind of be the like whip rest place. Not as in chains and whips, as in works in progress. So that we can like, yeah, so that they can kind of transfer back and forth a little bit freer. These boxes are just here right now because they are very conveniently holding other whips that, or like the whips to be, I guess, like the so pouches and stuff like that aren't really pressing. They do need to happen. Whatever. You're like, really don't care, Katie. I don't care right now either. Nope. What is going on? You better not be, oh my goodness, freaking the fuck out here too. Okay. Pull the top thread out. Why is it loose? If it's loose, you do not have a good bobbin pull. It's not loose coming off the bobbin, so maybe some, but this one was trimmed off for a bit, so maybe it was something else. Okay, we've changed the needle, so it is not the needle. Maybe I put the bobbin in wrong. Who knows? That's totally possible. as I'm chatting. That's part of why I like locked in and didn't do a lot of video taking while I was doing cuts. Although at the same time I should have, because honestly, I have a bunch of kimono here and I have no clue where it's going. A lot of it is now intended for Dundurn. We are not going to have time to do the Dundurn like I thought. That's fine. We do have some traveler slings I'm hopeful of getting completed. Up and around and in. By the way, the tensioning system on this new Juki, which is over there, we are not working on the new Juki. We're still working on Sakura Soe Mixo Face, the OG Juki in the building. But yeah, the tensioning system on this new machine is like insane. It's close to like Surger level of actually probably even more than my Surger takes. And I've got one of the old like family lock machines, which thankfully I had the experience of actually like threading this machine. So threading the Surger is not that daunting, but it's still like intense. The big thing I think with the Surger is it's just so easy to not have like to get tension issues with the Surger. Okay. Although realistically we're having tension issues with this one right now too, so who knows? Let's hope that this is not a reoccurring problem because, hi, of course the machine is acting up when we have less than 48 hours of sewing time. When do we ever have 48 hours of sewing time before a show, though? There's always something, it feels like. Okay. Hi, what's up? She's like, you're stressed. Let me make you even more stressed by like walking down your arm and onto the sewing platform. Yeah, that's just not. Okay. No, that is not happy. Fuck. Okay, let's try changing the foot too. Maybe I shouldn't be using the slippery foot with this fabric. That could be it. Let's swap the foot and see if that's an easy fix. I have not had this sort of sewing mishap for a very long time, actually. So let's swap the foot because everything's threaded properly. Everything's threaded properly. The bobbin is set correctly, and now we're on a new bobbin. So like any issues from the old bobbin should be resolved. Okay, maybe it's just that that foot was too slippery, which it shouldn't be because it sewed all the other stuff just fucking fine. But yeah, so it's like bird's nesting and like really tiny short stitch length on the top. Okay. What do I have to sew that isn't important or isn't like involved in a project? This will work, I think. Foot. Is that what was wrong with the other piece then too? Jesus. Okay, fine, whatever. We're going to ignore that little bit of a snarl. It is definitely locked into place. No, it's not a little snarl. It's quite a large snarl. Never mind. I can't do it. I can't do it. Like, because this is mostly going to get sewn into the bag because of the stitch allowance or seam allowance on the top. But we also don't need to snarl up the new machine. Fine. Okay, come on. Jiminy. The other annoying part of this is it's such a waste of thread because it's just all, especially bobbin thread where cranky paints. I am le crank. Actually, the solution, trim it down, because it's already too wide. There we go. Okay, we'll keep that aside as a little and we'll fold this under proper, and then we'll keep going. Just keep sewing, just keep sewing, just keep sewing, sewing, sewing. Would it be weird to show up at the soccer field with a bunch of like crossbody straps and freight check? Oh my god. Thank you. Fuck me. Okay, it still feels like the stitch length is way too short compared to what it's set to. It is. What the hell? Everything is running smooth too. Okay. Clickety, 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 click. You go underneath. Then you turn over, and you have never had an issue with these before. So why are you having an issue now? The flat deck's going to do 75% of the work. Well, not like this. Fuck. What the fuck is going on? Okay, am I impeding my... Like, that's fine, but it's not supposed to be a 1 millimeter stitch length. I can use this. It's... Where'd the rest of them go? But the fuck is going on? Ah, goddamn feed dogs. So I hate the taking the feed dogs out. He's cranky. Fucking feed dog. Tighten all the way, God. Blah, 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 blah. You know, it's bad when the Muppet sounds come out. Fuck me. Goddamn fucking feed dogs. Fucking behave yourselves. Okay. Gonna make my cat problems everyone else's problems. Oh my god, my eldest was sassing last night. And so I was calling them sassy pants. They're like, no, I'm not sassy pants. And I'm like, no, it's okay. Because I sass a lot too, so it takes one to know one. Oh my god, there we go, fine. Style can tell us this morning. He's like, yes, you are very sassy. I'm like, yep. I don't really apologize for it. Oh my god, it's the black cat when we're selling black cat fabrics. Shocking. Oh god. What, do I need to figure out how to get... Oh, maybe you need a window seat there. Hey? Actually, that would be good. It's not good for Flynn, but Delia could have a window seat. God, I can't believe that was just that easy. Well, it wasn't that easy of a fix. It's actually quite an obscure little fix, but... Criminy. Okay. We definitely still needed to, like, clean the feed dogs, obviously, because this was an issue before that. But... Holy crap. Okay. Like, am I actually getting hungry? I don't know. Probably go up for some sort of lunch here in a few minutes. This Zoom call for the IPP is like at 2:30, so I think I'll work online until about 2:15, and then I'll work offline for the rest of the day because I have to head out around, maybe not, I don't know. I have to head out around frickin' 4:30, just before 4:30, because I picked them up around 4:30-ish. Yeah, so I think what I'll do is I'll transfer over to the cutting table. And I do not want to move the camera. Call me lazy. We're not moving the camera, especially for cutting cotton webbing. Like, in the end of it all, who cares? Yeah. That's where I'm at with it right now. What I'm hoping is that we can get the interiors and exteriors to smash together level. We might get there. We're going to take all of these over to the cutting table, and that's what's going to decide all the colors for the webbing, for the polypro, for the D-rings. We are still short on black D-rings right now because they still haven't got them in. I was just at Pecana this morning and they had told me originally early May. I don't think mid-May is early May anymore, guys. I'm sorry. But they are, the black D-rings are supposed to be there between Friday and Monday. So hopefully I can go pick a bunch up on Tuesday. I do have like 500 on order, but she actually suggested 1,000, and now I'm like, yeah, I probably will just take 1,000. Hopefully they've got it. If they don't have it, not a big deal. But because I was kind of like, oh, do I have space to store 1,000? I don't really have space to store 1,000, but I'll make it work. Anyway, there are some that we'll be able to do with black. There's some that we'll be able to do with gold. There's some that we'll be able to do with iridescent, which I do have now. I did restock on them. So yeah, we'll have some fun with it. I went with a lot of the very bright neon colors because it is Otafest. This does not mean necessarily that the crowd is super young, but it does trend towards the younger end of the like age range. Honestly, it's all ages. So, but I focused in on a lot of the brights and stuff like that because it's summer coming up, hopefully, maybe. Today, like the weather the last few days has definitely indicated summer, which is nice. But B, we the things, yeah, those things. Fuck. Okay, we are going to go in and we're going to just, I have like 17. I think I have 17 linings and 17 like base pieces. So what I was planning to do is we're just gonna go in and sew all of these. The hedges didn't make the cut this time, I'm sorry. Mostly because I'm like, we are not changing the fucking thread color. Did you notice all of those would be white stitched, right? So, but what we'll do is we'll go in and we'll do 20 sets of pockets. I'm gonna focus in on this gray because I'm pretty sure that that is probably the one that's gonna like match into the majority. Yeah, so 17 sets of pockets is 34 pockets. We'll see how many are here. And then after the gray, we'll go into those yellow stripes, although I've already spoken the yellow stripes into some of the bags, so I don't really want to take from that if I don't have to. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh yeah, Flynn is enjoying this cat tree. Nice. 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Okay, well, joke's on me. That's only 10 bags worth. 20. And then, so 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34. There we go. Okay, good enough. Oh, and we've got 34. So that's 17. And then I actually have a bag or an interior back here that's all ready to go. So that's, yeah, it's 36, so 18. Okay. Now we are just working with what we already kind of had cut and ready to go because I was just like, fuck it, I don't feel like cutting more right now. And that was the plan from the beginning with the kato for me, because I ended up putting all of my cutting time into obi, kimono, and the like belts and mini travelers. I do need to go in and do some more cut downs for some travelers things, but we do have a small selection of those ready to go for stitching anyway, so I'm less concerned. The problem with the kato is I don't know how many we actually have right now. I do also need to go in and do a bunch of barcode labels. I'm just basically making a dummy barcode is what I'm calling it. Like, not wholesale barcode, but like just a barcode that's just like, here are the show kato, so that I can get my cost of goods sold and stuff like that into the back end, and then it's less math for me. Not necessarily this year because I didn't do this earlier in the year, but next year. And then they all get this dummy like barcode basically. And then on the flip side of that, those can just be recycled into other bags, because when I come home to actually like photograph them and things like that, the labels always, or the tags always have to come off anyway, so. Okay. Oh yeah, and I'm gonna have to get cleats to my sister-in-law and stuff too. Shoot. Okay. I need to make a list. Always making lists. Anyway, so these are all upcycled sheets. We are moving into some pillowcases or like, I don't know if this was a head pillowcase or like a couch pillowcase. That was part of what I did a couple weeks ago, is I did go, along with all the other supplies, I went and thrifted a bunch of sheets and shirts and some jeans. I found myself a really nice wool blanket for my like studio. I was like, okay, because I picked it up and I'm like, this is like a Quebec wool label, and it's really good colors, and the chair that we have down here needs a good blanket, rather than me always stealing the kids like quilts, is what I figure. And so yeah, snagged that, which was nice. It was definitely mothballed. I was not scared, however, and I did put it in the washing machine a couple times. I did a cold wash and then it still stank. So I washed it again. I can't remember what it went on. It might have just gone on warm, but it's like it's already fulled, which is basically felted. And so I'm like, me washing it's not going to do shit to it. They probably knocked some fiber out, right? But it's okay. I did air dry it though. I did not put it in the dryer. That's a step too far. It's actually currently, I just realized, and I'm like, it's still upstairs on my balcony, or like the deck. So I should probably bring it in, because at this point it's like dried out, aired, and all that, gotten rid of the rest of like any scent it might have had to. Okay, there we go. And next week we will have a custom order to finish. I've got to get one done for someone who is like, here's an Obi to make stuff with in like November. But everyone knows how the rest of that last year went, and then the beginning of this year's just been chaos. Like, how is it already freaking mid-May, guys? How do I have almost a 6-year-old? Like, they're both 5 right now. When did that happen? Oh, get going. What is going on? Oh. Thanks, needle positioner, or whatever the fuck you are. What the hell happened there? Meow. This machine. Okay. The needle box sometimes. What are you doing? It's like 2, 10, 9, 8. Blip, 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 blip. And then to the like, oh my god. Okay, we're not going to look at that because I don't know what it's telling me. And it's probably nothing I want to know. It's probably malfunctioning, which would be perfect right now. Fantastic. It is my speed control. 2, 9, 11, 5, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. Does it go up as I go faster? Yes. 14. What the fuck? Oh god. That is one thing on this other machine. It's not a clutch machine, thank god. It is a like, oh, I got it to 19. I wonder if it goes over 9,000. Anyway, it does have it's got a brand new servo motor. That's one of the things that they sent. Not installing that thing. Thank God for YouTube. Because it was like, I was completely lost on how to install that thing. And thank God also that they like freaking drilled pilot holes for me, because otherwise I wouldn't have been able to mount that motor at all. It does have to be in a very specific position on the table. So they did do that. And everything that I'm garnering, apparently this one does actually look like it's in better condition than the one from, so the woman that bought one earlier, or late last year, is in Lethbridge, and she was saying that like hers was in really rough shape when she got it, and I'm like, open mine up, and I'm like, honestly, it doesn't look that bad. It's It's running smooth. I do need to oil it today before I really sit down to use it. I need to oil it. So it's definitely patinaed with age. It's definitely been well used. It stank like oil when it got here. Tells me that, hey, at least they oiled it probably before it left the, like, when it was still in the studio. So I do wish they had shipped it a little bit earlier, but it's probably better that it didn't, just because it was like, because of the needle timing and stuff like that, or the hook timing. Dolls was able to mess around with it for me, which was good. I do think we should, I'm going to try to have some stuff set up that, like, we could do some quick finishes over the next few days, like a couple times after I get back from Otafest, which is what we did last year. Does that sound exhausting? Yes, it does. However, if I have it set up to just be like, all right, all we got to do is like turn and finish the kato or whatever, I think that's probably the better option. So we're going to do these. We're going to do the, what time is it? 20 to 1. I think I should probably go grab some lunch and a pop, because we are going to survive on caffeine this week. And then we're going to, what are we going to do? Oh yeah, I'm going to do Polypro and the cotton webbing at the same time, because there's no point in doing it right now. Because what else do we, so these will need to be sewn into the bags, like into the interiors, and then the pockets need to be made after this stitch line. And then interiors could be smashed together. So I think that's what we'll try and focus on getting done before I head out. And then after the IPP meeting, I'll do the Polypro and the cotton webbing. Yeah. The cotton webbing's hard though, because it's like, I need to match it up to the denim, and I haven't even touched those yet. We definitely want to get the Polypro done though. I'm trying to think of like, so if I got the cotton webbing trimmed down, I do have a number of them here already, but I don't know what bags they were supposed to match up to, blah, 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 blah. Excuses. But like, yeah, at least the Polypro I can get to the kato. I guess the thing is if I get the exteriors of the kato done, no, I can't really, I'm like, I could carry those to soccer and clip them together there, but no, that's a lot of like bullshit happening there. I feel like I should get this cat a window seat. Dahlia, would you use a window seat if I got it for you? And she's gonna answer, right? Can't put it on these up-down ones, but like we could put it like right here at the back. Hey, you're light enough to use one. Remy can't, well, but she's never used them before. I had one for a while. Remy was the one who used it, his chunky little butt. But I also didn't try in this house. I do think that she hangs around me more in this house than she did even in the old house. Or like closer, so I think putting like one, could put it like right here maybe, like not right in my view, but just to the side of it. And then she wouldn't be competing with with Flynn either, because Flynn's definitely in what would typically be her spot. Or do I move that cat tree to the back of the shelf here, so like right here, and she could sit and judge from there. That might be a good option. Could try that. Maybe I'll try that first instead of moving it upstairs, which would also make my life easier if I don't have to move it upstairs. And then just get her a smaller up-scratch tree for upstairs. And then I would also buy something that maybe we weren't going to use her down here. Because the other portion of this is she really likes her heating pad. And, well, I guess I could put a heating pad into the window one. Anyway, who knows what I'm going to do. Who knows? We'll figure it out. Let's see what she uses, because that's part of it. So, like, Flynn's using this tree right here, which is awesome. That's why I moved it here, because I was like, well, it's sitting in the corner, and no one's touching it, so there's no point in it staying in the corner. Yeah. Is my studio always moving? Yep. Am I annoyed? Yep. If you take a look at that banner photo from YouTube, I think that was both the worst and the best setup I've had for a while. Okay, so I'm doing art market in November, and they're like, take a photo of you in your studio, and I'm like, no can do right now, guys. Why are you? Oh, you're bunching up because your bobbin thread ran out. Fine. Why are you bunching up? Small T trauma from earlier. Not big T trauma. Big T trauma is like not something we need to worry about right now. Small T traumas, however. The bobbin. The bobbin. Not really. I don't know why I'm even joking about that, because that's not even it. Cat problems. That's what it is. Bobbin cat problems. See, if they were feed cats, you can't tell me that they would do what they did just now. It's because they're feed dogs. I love the joke that it's like, most cat people are like, yeah, I don't mind dogs, but I just prefer cats. And then dog people are like, cats killed my family. And it pops into my head every once in a while, and I giggle because I'm just like, oh God. I know not all dog people are like that. This is a vast, stereotypical generalization. But it does make me giggle when I think about it. So that's why the feed dog did not completely get screwed in. Apparently, once I put the feed dog plate on, I should probably just screw it in, because now that I think about it, that is not the first time that has happened, and it probably won't be the last time that happens. So, maybe if I can get interiors and exteriors done to the point of like, no, because we have to cut leather. All right. Okay, so what am I actually realistically going to be able to take along with me? I know there'll be something. And yes, should I be engaged fully with my children's games? Yes. And also, I'm 2 days away from Otafest. I can engage with their games next week. It's not even games. It's not like they're going traveling and playing actual like games. They are currently in soccer practice. It is a little bit different. Okay. I think that is a good pause point for food, because now I just got hungry and we want to get ahead of that instead of getting nauseous. As much as I keep talking about getting the interiors done, I'm actually going to get the exteriors done. Except that means I'm going to have to change the thread colors. I know what I can take. I can take the gyoza bags and we can like draw on the gyoza bags. I'm going to look up that video while I'm eating lunch, and we're going to see what we have to do to get the gyoza bags done, because I always need to remind myself with that one. So, lunch, and then I'll be back, and then we will continue with the insanity of Otafest prep. Oh my God. BRB. Okay, we have returned. Ooh, that should actually be plugged in. I was like, I'm not going to need coffee until later. And then my brain's like, no, cute. Good try. Get that coffee. So now I have a feeling we'll have coffee now, and we'll have coffee after that meeting. Okay. Am I doing bottoms? Am I doing tops? Am I doing exteriors or interiors? Actually, maybe we should do interiors. And you're like, Katie, just keep sewing. Just keep sewing, sewing, sewing. Okay. Well, yeah, we'll do interiors because they're here, and then that gets that out of the way. I'm just looking over here as well, and I'm like, oh, I need to trim down the fabrics that we're going to use. So I don't know why that's what popped in my head, but okay. Okay, we do actually have more traveler slings here than I anticipated. That's nice, actually. I'm going to pop them into the... No, we're not going to pop them there. I am going to move them, though, because they are slippery because of the obi. And I am currently looking at a bunch of pieces, which I would not like to lose, or like not to lose. We do have a stack of really good, like, dark ones coming up as well. But again, I don't have to change the thread color if I don't sew those ones. Yeah, anyway, we're just going to go with stuff and vibes and all that good jazz. That is a piece that just needs another... It just needs the other side of the snaps installed, which is a whole... Sorry, Dahlia. There's a whole stack of snap-up trays over there to do. Okay, and then this is the stack of ones that were just... Those aren't happening right now. Okay, so where did... They're down there. Okay. Okay. How many did I actually get drawstrings done for? Because there's 0 point in doing more today. So let's just... And then... Oh, God. Shh. Jesus, why is it so loud? And it's like, slide to stop. It's coffee. It's a very aggressive coffee timer today. If you were asleep, wake up. Thought you were asleep before. This is going to scream. There. Okay, that does need a moment to cool down because it is very hot still. Okay, so shit like the birds. I want the birds to have yellow stripes. Where is my phone? Okay, yellow stripes. Boom. Boom. Okay. Chibi birds. Yellow stripes. Moon cats. Yellow stripes. Pink panda onigiri. Gray plaid. Neon yellow koi on gray segai-ha, gray plaid. Black cat faces, aqua paw prints. Cat pastries, blue marble. Shiba milk bread, blue marble. Shiba milk bread, light blue, blue marble. Blue marble. Neon pink marshmallow cats, gray plaid. Cats with sunglasses, light blue, gray plaid. Gray plaid. Plaid. Cats with sunglasses, pink. Gray plaid. Lanterns with icons on white. Squiggle blue. Green mushrooms. Blue marble. Neon green and pink mushrooms, yellow stripes. Neon yellow and pink on light blue, blue marble. Panda onigiri, blue marble. Black cats and nadeshiko on aqua. Blue floral pillowcase. Big yawn cat on gray. Blue marble. No, gray plaid. French-speaking birds, blue marble. Okay, the dictation on this is ridiculous. It's like Shiba went to Shiva, so V instead of B. Segai Ha just became Sega. Pink panda onigiri, so like the rice balls. Unagi, eel. Chibi birds became cheeky birds, so we just started strong. For some reason, it spelled cat pastries with a K instead of a C. I don't know, man. Okay, so those are the ones that are active. Actually, no. Oh, shoot. Never mind. The French-speaking birds are going to get yellow stripes because the yellow on the thing here is amazing. So yellow stripes with white lining, and this one's ready to go. We just got to do the other work. Okay. Okay, so they may as well go in on this handle box, even though we are going to have to be active on the handle box in a few minutes. I wish I had... Okay, we're just going to make sure that we've got enough counts for all of this. So we need yellow stripes. I know that I want the blue suitcase. Yellow stripe, yellow stripe. We want the squiggle lines. So there's 2 there. Okay. What I'm going to do is we're just going to do a checklist, and then that tells me that we have them on hand. I think that's the best way to do it, right? Yeah. Fuck off. I want to make a checklist. Thank you. Okay. We've got the French-speaking birds. We've got the blue floral pillowcase. I can do the gray plaid for the big yawn cats. Panda onigiri. We'll get the blue here. We already have a set of yellow stripes in there. Okay, so we'll just count that for this one. We need a set of blue marble for the green mushrooms. Lanterns with icons is the squiggle blue, which was already in there. Cats with sunglasses is gray plaid. Okay. Cats with sunglasses on, so both cats with sunglasses on gray are going to be, or on blue and pink are gray plaid. Good. Neon pink mushrooms, cats. What? Whatever, gray plaid, okay. Shiba milk, light blue marble. Okay, I don't have any more light blue marble, but I do have this floral spray, so we'll just put that to blue floral spray. Okay. Cat pastries, we do not have any more blue marble, so let's do the blue floral here. Blue floral. Blue floral. White. Black cat faces is getting the aqua paw prints. Oh, we do have one more blue marble. Ooh, fancy. Okay, aqua paw prints. The gray plaid does make sense for the gray Segai Ha. Cool. Onigiri. Both of them make sense with the gray plaid. And then we've got 2 yellow striped ones. Sweet. Okay, we're good. 2 more yellow stripes. which means we do have everything we need for the ones that I've set aside for now. And then we got excess up top too, because I did sew a bunch. I did sew all the pockets that I currently have cut, because I was just like, fuck it, there's no point in not, even if it didn't take that much extra time. Like, realistically, it took less time to do it here now than it did to like swap tasks again, right? Like I think we've chatted about that before, about like how swapping tasks is what actually kills the vibe. Do I have anything that's egregiously out of color that we shouldn't put in anything? No, the only thing, I do have one white lining here. Let's put it with Chibi Bird. No, we'll put this one with the gray Saigai Ha, so we'll put the gray plaid in here. Okay. Other thing I need is I do need my big ruler, because the big ruler works the best for putting pockets in these guys. What time is it? 1:15. Okay, so we got about an hour. There it is. I'm like, where did it go? It's over here. I knew it was over here. Just how far over here was it? It's quite a ways over. Do you know what I'm gonna do for my safety? There. Now I don't have to step over the boxes. I can step in between the boxes. Okay. Wait. Oh, no. Do I have another? Oh. Oh, no. I only have one piece of white. Boom, boom, ba-dum, boom, boom. That's a piece of sand. No, they're there. Never mind. What the hell? I just had to add another piece piggyback on it. All right, so I've said this once, I'll say it again. We go in, we sew the pockets on, and then we split the piles up into the various pocket pieces. We sew all the single pockets first, and then we sew all the two line pockets second. That means that we create, well, whichever one we start with. Usually I start with the two because the one lines are easier. And so I like leaving the easier work for myself until afterwards. Anyway, yeah, that's what we do. Okay, and we're back down to construction length, pocket construction length. Whee. Am I task switching right now? Yes, but this is kind of, I'm like, this is like one of my exceptions to that generalized thing, because if I just sit here and sew it right away, I don't have to do any clipping or pinning or anything like that. It's just settled right away, like this. Look at us go. Yay! Like, what is this movement over here? But it is actually the other bobbin winding, which is very important. Have a bit more of this coffee. There's totally a coffee ground right there. Gross. Yuck. Ooh, that cooled down very rapidly. All right. Okay, so now we can just go in and we'll just do whatever the fuck we want. Well, oh, never mind. Not whatever the fuck we want. It'll be like whatever comes to hand first. So, yay. So most of the, okay, no, but, well, I think the majority of these, I think all of these. Yes, okay, so some of the sheets I ended up getting directly from like Goodwill or Value Village or something like that. But the majority of the duvet covers, which is what we're using right now, are from the bins. I've actually had a lot of success at the bins. The bins are like the last ditch stop for Goodwill in Calgary. It's where a lot of donated items just go. They don't even like go to, like, if you've heard, they don't even end up on the Goodwill shelves and stuff like that. It is a pay per pound, which for us is fucking amazing. And that's where I actually went the other day and thrifted a bunch of duvets again. I was gonna say I'm not ashamed to admit. I'm a little bit ashamed to admit. But I definitely pulled those duvet covers off of the duvets because I was not paying for the duvet itself. I was paying for the cover. But yeah, so we got a bunch of new ones there. I went a little bit less picky about them being fully 100% cotton this round because my mentality shifted of it's better to be used and sewn than to be purist about it. So some of the new sheets, once they work their way in, will be cotton polyester blend. My thought process being I washed everything, of course, so like one more wash and then there shouldn't be a lot of abrasion in the bags. So you shouldn't be shedding a bunch of like microplastics from the polyester. And a lot of those pieces are actually made in Canada, like sheets from probably before I was even born. So I'm like, all right. Same kind of idea with the shirts now too, in that like I still am much preferential treatment to cotton. Would much prefer, but it's like I think the line I cut it at is that it's got to be cotton rich is what they call it a lot of the time. So higher cotton content than polyester content. So like for dress shirts and stuff like that. Most of the dress shirts are still 100%, but sometimes they're like 55-45 or 60-40. And unfortunately, it is really hard to avoid it. And it's like some of the prints are nicer. A little bit more personality when you're able to add those into the equation for sure. So, okay, you are still alive. Good. I'm glad. I need like a little drink caddy for my I guess I could just like shove the box over and put my coffee cup over there. Well, wonders never cease when I actually think about shit. It's kind of in an awkward spot though. I'm like, I know that, okay, I haven't spun for a while, but I do have a spinning wheel, and I know for a lot of people they actually added like a little drink caddy right onto the spinning wheel, and I'm like, that's what popped in my head just now, and I'm like, I need a spot to put my drink that isn't like within the sewing space. So if anyone has like a little, I don't know, 3D printed wooden platform I could even like connect on the edge, that would be amazing. And if you're like, Katie, you could tidy up your desks. Also fair. But I still stand by, if I am cleaning, I'm not sewing. And if I'm not sewing, I'm not making money. We need to tidy up the sewing room next week. I am not looking forward to that. But it will be next week's task. Actually, Dallas wants to work on the garage next week, and I don't disagree. There's a bunch of shit I need to get out of there. And I, like, okay, fine. It served its purpose, right? But it's like, I have heavy-duty shelves from the business in there, and I'm like, I don't need heavy-duty shelves, like Goodwill shelves anymore. My product is not like a weighty object. It's not like I'm doing pottery or something like that. So it's stuff like that. I need to, like, get rid of some of the business stuff for sure. What was the other thing? Like, stuff like, we have a whole box of kids' shoes. It's time to get rid of the kids' shoes. Now, that sort of thing I'll probably buy nothing, because again, there is an issue of overcrowding in thrift stores, and I prefer them to kind of like, I like buy nothing a lot of stuff because it does go to like the end user without it like having to be purchased either. That is not going to work. Okay. What was that? It was something. Where the fuck did my phone go? There it is. Welcome to the swearing stream. At least it's not the same as like me swearing at this thing. I think they were supposed to go into black cat faces. Okay, so let's do the gray plaid for them too. Where'd you disappear? Gray plaid. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Straight onto the interior, please. Assume your position. Oh, it's like a really nice summer breeze coming in the house right now. It's gonna be glorious going to soccer tonight. I learned my lesson last year too. There's a coffee shop down underneath, or yeah, it's underneath the convention center. We're above it because you go up to the second floor to get to the show floor and everything like that. Anyway, Rosso, but they have this like Thai chicken curry soup, and last year they sold out, I think on Friday of all days. So I'm gonna make sure that I go get that. That'll be my lunch tomorrow. Although unloading is like, oh no, that'll be dinner tomorrow night. Because I was like, wait, unloading is like at 1:40. That's my loading dock time. So that's not gonna actually work for lunch. But I think what I'll do is I'll go pick it up as I'm like going into the hall and just have it ready to go for that fooding time. And then for art market, I as I was telling Dallas, I was like, I selected the earliest time slot basically, so it's between like 7:30 and 10:40 or something like that. Because I'm like, then we can just have at, get it done, get out, and that gives us a lot of time to be able to finish up the actual like booth installation and everything like that. That's part of why I'm a little bit like, oh god, on Thursdays that. The booth looks okay. Oh right, I haven't been on since frickin' Dawson. Anyway, the new booth design worked really well. We did not end up doing the coroplast because it did not look good. It blocked a lot of the like distinction that doing the upper florals and lanterns and everything like that provided. So we did not do that. I gotta put a step stool in. Otafest prep. Step stool. Otafest prep. It was like, Otto? Yeah, because I got to be able to get up and down to the lantern so that if the candle, well, so we can turn the candles on and off. Anyway, yeah, the booth came together fucking spectacular. However, it does, and okay, it should get faster as we go. But I was doing a lot of solo work because Dallas was trying to do coroplast work instead, which honestly at the same time was not the worst thing to know that it will take a while to set up. So my goal on Thursday is to mostly have this, well, no, actually my goal on Thursday is to have it as set up as possible. Minimum of the skeleton, because obviously the kids can't be too late going to bed and stuff like that. So, yeah. But it's kind of like if I have an unload time of 1:40 and I have to pick up the kids from soccer at 4:30, or to take them to soccer at 4:30, and I have to account for at minimum a 45-minute drive up to an hour because of traffic, it just doesn't work. So that's why I'm pretty sure my sister-in-law and mother-in-law are down for getting the children's. This one is also too small. Excellent. Fantastic. Okay, so the blue floral spray, probably I'll just swap it out to the step stool and second 6-foot table. Which is just, it's down in the basement right now. And it wasn't up in the garage. It was down in the basement because I was using it for there it is. Shiva bread. Okay, yeah, so we'll swap it out to the blue floral. Blue floral on white. It was, yeah, I brought my tables down because I was actually scotch guarding the stuff, the obi for the bags this week. Anyway, we're going to use this instead. And yes, we are taking notes because then I'm not going, oh my god, what is this supposed to go with? It's not a cute look. And my hard drive of my brain is not reliable for this sort of stuff. There's just too much, right? So it's like, I better write it down. Much safer to write it down than to be like, oh, I'll totally remember. No. Oh no, I went too far with my chain stitching there and broke my bobbin thread. Okay, you can get out of here, whatever. Are we good? No, that's not a happy bobbin. Not a happy bobbin. Da-na-na-na-na. It's really, really loose. What are you doing? There we go. Oh yeah, and Dallas's birthday was so May is birthday month. The youngest, and then Dallas, and then his dad, and then our eldest. So for Dallas's birthday, when we went out to Banff and we did the Three Bears Brewery, which, oh my goodness, their food was so good. We had their cheesy waffle fries and their pizza. Next time I just want to go for their pizza. It was a really nice day, so we sat outside, but even their interior is spectacular. So I have a feeling we're going to be back there quite a bit. One of our favorite places out in Banff, though, is like an institution. It's the Magpie and Stump, which we always forget has a rooftop patio. So that'll be another place this summer to go adventure to. We do normally not go out to Banff a lot in the summer, but whatever. I think we'll just be making some more trips this year. It's fine. It gets really busy, but you know what? It's good. We want it busy, to be honest. Yeah, we're plotting out like what we want to do for hikes and stuff like that. Not just in Banff or Banff area. Although I do want to go up to the tea houses, which I think both the kids are going to be able to do this year. Because I think it's a comparable hike to Fushimi Inari, which they crushed. Fushimi Inari is the one with all the torii gates in Kyoto. Yeah, I am glad that we went out and did as much hiking as we did with them last year. Before that, though. And the other nice thing is I know that the preschool that they're at and the kindergarten that they're at keeps them super active too. So they had been super active during the winter as well, which helped maintain that hiking ability. Probably better than me. It's really full. Okay, I think we're well over halfway, which is nice. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Get that fabric on there. Sweet. Yeah, so the other thing, so what do we need to do? We need to cut polypro and we need to cut leather. And we need to cut webbing for the traveler slings and the belt bags. I don't know why I didn't think of that when I was standing there. Well, I did enough to know that I had to look the natural color, white, just off-white color, is nearly gone. So, excuse me, I at least looked at it enough to know that I need to get more cotton webbing for them. Better not be getting fucking sick. So that's good. And then what else were we doing? Polypro for the exteriors here. Cotton webbing for the belt bags and the things. At the same time though, I can't really do well, I guess I have to pull the cotton webbing or the belt bag fabric back to the table. I wonder if I should just sew belt bags and then cut, I could cut cotton webbing when we get home tonight. That's a good one to do with the kids. And then I can fray check it because we're not going to get any of it. Like, it's not going to get installed till tomorrow anyway. Yeah, I think that's what we do. Okay. I do need to do the Polypro for the Kato, though, before I head out tonight, because that will be the next prep step. Actually, yeah, because if I get the Polypro done, that's what I'll take to soccer to clip in. Also, like, if I were actually crazy, or crazier than I am, I would try and get those small box packs done, too, because we're almost out of small box packs. I'm like... Yeah. It's a good problem, but my God, is it a problem? It's like, I have one suitcase of stock right now. Like, yay, thanks. Like, I'm not sarcastically, like, actually, thank you so much. Because I have heard all sorts of reports of so many different people being like, they are not doing well right now. Shows aren't, like, having people come out and all of this. I'm just like over here being like, I can't really say much because we are slightly down versus last year, but like nothing that the business can't sustain so far. So legitimately we're down about 9%. Oh no. So hopefully in some ways Otafest just picks up that slack then, which I think, knowing what we know now from last year, I should be able to. I'm realizing that I think one of the things we should prep more of is some bookmarks as well. Oh, guys. We need bookmarks. We also need some of the mini wallets, like the little foldy wallets. I need to make a list. And there was stuff I was going to introduce for this, but it just... Oh, did not happen. No. I was going to try and do like the water bottle holder thing, sling holders, and also ebook covers, e-reader covers. Oh well, those ideas can ferment another couple weeks. We have put a good dent into the Kato bin that was under the table. And I did prep a lot of gyoza bags, so that's something else I want to get done in the next couple days. Why do I keep leaning so far? Just put the fucking interiors on your lap. Cranky pants. Cranky pantaloons. Okay. Put it on, put it on, put it on. And then one of the focuses I really need to do for the shop in Kyoto in October, obi, and some more obi, and then a few more, because I'm realizing I did not buy enough obi. So, obi, 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 and probably a couple kimono as well, because why not? But I think we came home and I ended up with like, and I know this sounds ridiculous, but it was only about 13 or 14 obi. Now I've already used up one. Now some of these do have a lot of fabric in them, which is very glorious. It's so nice when they just have like repeating motifs. That's super easy to work with. But at the same time, I'm like, oh my God, one of them is gone. I've used up pieces from other obi that I've had for quite a while. They're like now ready to go. Oh, I did find out some cool stuff about some of them though that I had. So when I was opening them up, some of them end up having like, I would consider it like a certificate of authenticity basically, or like a certificate of like, yeah, it's a certificate of authenticity, because what it's telling me, or what these ones have been telling me, is they are 100% silk with woven in Nichijin, which is the big like really famous area in Kyoto for obi and kimono, and that they're being made with 100% metal threads, which if you've been listening for a while, you know that I worked with a lot of those, a lot of them before I like went up to Dawson. Anyway, the next ones that I open up this round, One of them has maker's mark or collection mark. I talked to another like Japanese Canadian, Yuki. She does the tea towels, the cat tea towels. I was like, can you read this kanji? Because I can, like, it's like the second word is like play, asobu. But the first one, she says, reads as haku, which in this case means like sparkling bits or something like that. So like sparkling play, sparkling bits, that sort of thing, which makes sense with the obi. The other one, though, that I opened up had another authenticity marker. And then it had information that said that it was, Yohen Teimoku, which is a pottery style. And then you look at the pottery versus the obi, and it's just like, oh my God, it looks like the pottery. It's so fucking cool. Anyway, go look up Yohen. Oh my God, is it Yohen Teimoku or Tenmoku? Let me double check. I think it's none of those. Those are all not it. No, I closed it. I think it's Yohen Tenmoku. So when I looked it up, it actually had the full thing of Yohen Tenmoku Hakuichi. Anyway, let me see if I can. So this, where's the camera? So this is the actual like pottery. Whee. So like kind of spotty. It's kind of like if you've seen the crystalline designs. I don't know how they do it. I'm assuming it's not that way, but that is the pottery. And then this is actually the obi, which is super fucking cool. So so there's like a bunch of spotting in between those blue, the river basically. And so I was like, yep, that is 100% inspired by this pottery. So the collection must have been pottery motifs or something like that. Anyway, I know I talk about it consistently, but it's like, I love getting a glimpse into what these obi were in a previous life, right? Like, because obviously we're upcycling clothing and everything like that. So it's like, it's just super cool. And I love when there's like these little hints like this, because otherwise we're just guessing. I would have never known about Yohen Tenmoku if this obi, like if the certificate of authenticity had been like destroyed or not there, I would have never known that it was a style of Japanese pottery, right? Like, it's just such a cool, it's not a cross-cultural thing. Cross-cultural would be like how Japan has adapted Alice in Wonderland and loves Alice in Wonderland, even though it's a story from Britain and very British. Or how we've adapted, because it's not appropriation, it's communication, which means that it's like something that has come from another culture and has been like integrated into our culture. So there's a lot of that from the European influences. There's a lot of that from Chinese and Japanese influences, especially in Canada. And I know other places too, it's not just. Actually, no. The even better example is Sailor Moon, and Naoko Takeuchi-san's use of the Greek mythologies and the attributes of Greek mythology in Sailor Moon. That's a really good example of cross-cultural communication. Anyway, so it's a la that, but it's like a craft world cross-communication. It's not like being transferred from another country, right? So what would it be? It's like inspiration. There has to be a word for it. I'm pretty sure it's right on the tip of my tongue, but the two brain cells that are knocking around right now can't pull it up. Sorry if you can hear all the traffic behind the house. The windows are open because it is too gorgeous not to have the windows open. And Flynn agrees. Actually, can you see his flurry flump? Lump of fur. He's enjoying that. Okay, so I'm glad that I put him up there today. Put him on to knowing that it's there. Which tells me I probably do need to move these bins because otherwise he's going to be crawling all over the sewing machine to get in and out of there constantly. He probably will still anyway, but like I can hope and dream that he doesn't. Doubtful that he won't, but you know. Okay. Yeah, so next week is going to be a resetting of the studio a little bit because we have shows. Otafest is the big one. Otafest is a kill myself show sort of thing. As best we can. Or as best as we can. I don't know. Whichever way we want to take that. But then I have Inglewood DIY. It's a pop-up with other vendors. And like community building initiative in Inglewood. That's May 31st. I'm going to try and booth brat the kids, i.e. bring them with me, and they're going to chill in the booth with their iPads. Because why not? And then we have the next one after that will be Stampede Breakfast with Ancient Arts, and then the one after that will be Omatsuri the following weekend. And then we have nothing until Knit City. And, well, Knit City and... and then Art Market, which are both kill ourselves show because hi. Oh no, I thought I had more lining. I have 2 more sets of pockets but we already took one off there. Yeah, but I still have 2 sets of pockets. Katie, you still have 2 sets of pockets, which means I need to cut. I don't want to cut 2 more sets of pocket linings. There are 2 linings over there that already have pockets in them. I'm just going to pilfer them. That's what we're going to do. Because the bags that they're in don't have their drawstrings or something's up that they didn't get finished yet. I'm pretty sure they need their drawstrings or some sort of drawstring installed. So we'll take a look at them here in a moment. Could I finish those instead? No, actually, because that's the thing. They're in timeout because they needed something. I think one of them, it was the fact that they have a drawstring, but the drawstring is like one of the ones that we cut from the pocket fabric, and it didn't get like cut. It was before I was cutting more off of the drawstrings. So like the drawstring is supposed to match the width of the fabric. And then in theory, everything's supposed to like condense down as you do but the seam allowance for they match basically. The seam allowance for the sides and the seam for the hem of the drawstring match. So if you cut it to the same width as the bag, it's basically the same width as the exterior when it's assembled. So what I've started doing is I cut an extra inch off of the drawstrings channels because and then it fits. But yeah, so that is the case here. It's just the drawstring channel is too big and it's not going to fit in the bag. So we're going to pilfer the lining because we have 2 more bags. Actually, one that needed stripes, and why not, right? And then there's one with marble. Sweet. And then I don't have to sew them. I'll have to sew them again late. Like I'm setting myself back. I'm setting future Katie back instead of current Katie. So one. Okay, who needed yellow stripes? Actually, this yellow stripes goes with the birds better, and then the white stripes can go with the white stripes can go with the cats. Blue, moon, cats, yellow stripes, white lining, and then we're gonna sub in this marble for one of the ones that was supposed to be the blue flowers then. Oh yeah, black cats and not a Chico on aqua blue. This is going to be blue marble. Okay, there we go. Blue marble sand. Cool. Okay, and that actually saves us a little bit of time anyway, so. Awesome. Okay. I'm gonna peel these away because then we can just plop it here. Actually, if I was smart, I would trim and baste these, but we're not doing that. I'm not that smart right now. Well, at least my brain's like, no. No discussion. We're not doing that. Okay, I got another half hour. Why would you do this? It's like, it didn't even stitch. It pretended it stitched. Fuck. Well, no, barely. Okay. I'm like, can I not clip them apart? Let's see if I could just like sew it right now. Why not? Right? If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. We'll go back to sewing them normal. Okay, my hope is we can get all the pockets done before this call. We probably won't get it to the point of like having the interiors together, but you never know. These haven't, now that we got that feed dog down proper. No, this isn't gonna work. Maybe if I worked it from the other end, but whatever. We got one pocket ready. Yeah, maybe if I were to actually like doubles, single, double. If yeah, anyway, I don't know where I was going with that. We're just train did not get boarded. Not even off the tracks. It just didn't even get boarded. Single, double, single, double, single, double, double, single, double, single, double, single. And if you're like, oh, that's not that many pockets, that's because something happened there, that something happened with the bobbin. Who knows? I don't remember. Just remember that something did. Okay. Single, double, single, double, single, double, single. I could take zippers and cut zippers, but then I have to take all the fabric. Double, single, and I don't want to do that. That feels like a surefire way to lose stuff, and I like did all the cuts and I had everything set up, and then something went awry still, and I'm like, really? So I'm like, Okay. These are the singles, and then we'll go in and sew the doubles. Singles. Singles. And yes, I'm using the ruler on my table. What of it? So when I say singles, what I'm doing is I am sewing a single line of stitching, and then we go in and we do a double line of stitching. I know I did mention earlier, I tried to do the doubles first because I find them more mentally taxing. It's not like they're a lot more, well, they're double the work. Because it's 2 seam lines. But apparently my brain was like, no, you're starting with singles today, so whatever. Pockets are pockets are pockets. Right? So. Are they all the same? No. Are they comparable enough? Yes. Because sisters, not twins. Sisters, not twins. The other exciting thing about having this cylinder arm now is backpacks. Because it was a little bit of a skill issue last year. It was mostly an equipment thing. And that's why we didn't end up putting backpacks really into production. The other portion of this is when I think about it, it's like, will they sell? But I think what we'll do is we'll do prototypes and maybe custom orders for them. But definitely it can be done on the flatbed, this guy. And it will cause a lot less mental distress and trauma, small t trauma, to not have to do them on this machine. This machine will do everything else. But that and it was fine for dropping in the lining, but it was not fine for top stitching, so. That's where it failed, which is fun. It's good to know the limits of your equipment sometimes too. And sometimes it's good to push those limits and see just what it can do. It ended up being so many, it's such a stiff set of layers because of the wax canvas flap and everything like that. So maybe that'll be something that we launch for Art Mart. Mid-City? Art Market? I don't know. I do want to, there's some stuff I want to restock and stock more of for Knit City that we don't have right now. So we'll find out. I don't know. I did get a bunch of snap-up trays smashed together last night and turned when I was sat upstairs with the kids. So they need to be ironed and top stitched, and I have more labels on the way to finish them, so that's good. So I'm like a local business. So I was like, I'm really sorry. This is totally on me. But if there's any chance in hell that these can be ready for Thursday, I would be eternally grateful. Because I have 9 right now, and I have 25 trays. And from what I saw at Calgary Expo, dice games are popular right now. So I'm like, okay, Otafest is the place to have these. And the nice thing is that they're not just dice trays, right? You can use them for whatever the hell you want. Because when you're in the Fibre sphere, they're really good notions trays and stuff like that. So there's that too. Oh yeah, I need Dallas to paint the grid wall. Because it's okay, so now the booth is whimsical and happy and ready. Now the next thing is that the grid wall is a bit shabby, so it really needs a paint job. I bought it secondhand, and I've been using it for, well, it's on its 11th year now, and I don't know how many years it got used before. And it did not come to me in pristine condition because it had been apparently highly used, and has spray paint on it, which hasn't bothered me too much, but Art Market is going to be against black pipe and drape, so it'll need to be, that is a task I will set Dallas, because I'm like, please, this is something you can do. And then I can go sew or do prep or whatever. I guess I should actually get him on that before the kids get out of school, because I feel like it's probably something to do when they're not home. And we won't have a lot of, they're not in summer camps when Dallas is home over the summer. So we don't have a lot of time to ourselves over the summer to do that sort of thing. And then towards September, I'm full on Knit City prep. And he'll be full on in finishing training for Chicago. So, and whatever prep we need to do for his brother's wedding actually as well. Okay. Last single line pocket, and then we go into double line pockets. If I'm tenacious and I push this right to 220, because the meeting's not till 2:30. I bet you if I push to 220, I will actually get the pockets Well, I'll get the pockets done for sure, but I might even get the, like, interior sewn. Nope, never mind. I will... This is good work to do while I'm on a call. Just trimming all the pockets apart. Okay. We can do that. We can do that. So after... Once I get the double pocket done, double stitch line done, I think what I'll do is I'll do... we'll do the baste together of the drawstrings. Yes, let's do that. And then when we're up doing polypro for them later, I will also pair them up with the leather we're going to use, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, I did go and buy a bunch of new leather the other day. So we got some new brown, we got some new espresso color, which these are all colors or comparable colors to what we've had in the past, and some black. It's like brown, espresso, black. But yeah, the black hide has like this big hole in the middle because they're all utility leather, because all leather deserves to be used. And in our case, it's not like we're making massive purse blanks or anything from it. But she's like, are you okay with this? And I'm like, yep, because it feels the best. So we'll have to work around that. But it's down towards like the belly portion of it. So it's okay. We can like use that for kato and stuff like that. And then, yeah, hoping that I get a call about the D-rings here sooner rather than later. So, and then I'm going to have to go get some interfacing as well after Otafest, because we are well over halfway through that interfacing bolt that I just opened it. I just opened it. But it's Murphy's Law that like all of the supplies run out at the same time. It's just like, oh my god. Why are you cranky on that seam and you weren't cranky on the other one? We're fine, but why are you cranky? Yeah, the one up is at the actual like stitch length it's supposed to be, and then the other one is not. Maybe it just got caught. Whatever. We'll try again. All fine and dandy. Book. Dunk. Good news with the like later load-in time is I am 100% dropping the kids off and coming back and like doing more sewing on Thursday. So I am pleased with that. Oh man. And then we have so May 24th, the Sunday. Yeah, the 24th. We have Calgary half. Yay. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I am gonna be so sore that day. It's just like I did do 7K, just over 7K the other day, and it wasn't bad. Surprisingly, I was faster overall. Because I'm back to an interval program, which is like run a 1 minute, walk 30 seconds. And so it's called Jeffing after the guy who developed the program. His name was Jeff Galloway. He passed away actually this year. because his thought process on it, like a lot of people do run walk intervals for training, but his thought process is you don't ever walk more than 30 seconds. It has something to do with the lactic acid or something like that, some sort of sciencey thing behind it. I'm pretty sure it's lactic acid. It helps like not have it build up too much or something like that. Because apparently over 30 seconds it starts to like settle. Because I think that's his like thought process for it. Anyway, I'm back to it because I'm like, it's been fine doing the like, here's what your pace is supposed to be training, but I'm like, I'm going to walk anyway, so I may as well have it prescribed. And then I can turn my brain off and not have to think about it as much, which takes the mental tax, a little bit of the mental tax of running out of my day. Anyway, yeah, we did the like 1 and 1:30, and the other part of it, I don't know why I'm justifying this to you. You guys don't care. But the other part of it is that then I do also, like I'm literally running 2/3 of it anyway. So did 7K with that. That's a third of the half. So better than nothing. I'm a little bit sore. I'll be more sore after the half, and I've already told Dallas, I'm like, I'm pretty sure I'm going to need a nap after this because my God. Plus we've got the eldest's like family party that night, so I'm like, nope, we'll do come home, I'll nap, and then we'll do this party. Anyway, I'm pretty sure I have a like massage booked for later that week, which will be amazing. I was going to do it earlier in the month, and now I'm very glad that I did not book it earlier. Boom. Almost done the pockets, almost done the pockets. Hi, ho, Dario, we're almost done the pockets. And then we'll base the drawstrings, and then we'll base the drawstrings. Maybe we can do it before the call. The drawstrings should be pretty straightforward because it's just like zoom. Oh, but I gotta cut them in half. Yeah. We'll see. Got like 14 minutes. This is an important one though because it'll be like, so it'll be a follow-up to what they've been working on over the year. I just remembered that I gotta actually get a consent form in for this kiddo. A lot of OT and like PT and speech therapy work, so it's just a follow-up to that to see how and if they've progressed. I'm sure they have because they do every year, but just like where they've settled now afterwards. Yeah, it's part of why even though we're homeschooling, well, it's why even though we're homeschooling, we I wanted them in a program that supported the like we were able to access these therapies through and stuff like that. So it's been good. Our eldest is like almost done with kindergarten, which is still insane to me. I got to figure out our homeschooling curriculum for next year, September. Yeah, like crazy amounts. I'm still like, the two big things. I want something that is like, basically I want my program that I was educated on, because I think it set me up really well for everything, without the Christian bent. So a secular program, a secular ABECA program. Not that we're not going to teach religion and stuff like that. It needs to be more inclusive than this program was. So I think I have found some good options, but I'm just like, I need to actually take the time, sit down, and read up on it. So I think that's what one of my tasks for June is going to be. So because then I don't have to worry about it in September as much. Or like, yeah, we can get it ordered and things. Because here's the one thing is I'm also like, I am not trained in writing or putting together lesson plans. So why I want a curriculum is that then I can sit down, we have a plan, and we follow the plan, and it hopefully will hit, like it should. Most programs do hit all of the like goals that we're supposed to meet for the year and everything like that. So, oh my goodness, I am sore. What the heck? I just got like so sore. Okay. I've been doing it this way. Three more sets of pockets. That's not quite far enough. Oh my goodness. What was I gonna say? Oh well, it's gone. It's gone. Disappeared into the ether. Again, train was not boarded. Train is on tracks, but not boarded. Okay. Last two interior pockets. Interior pockets. Interior pockets. Look. Better be money coming in, not money going out, guys. Right? Money in, money in, money in, not out. Please. All right, there's them pockets done. Now we will go in and we're going to do the basting stitch for the drawstrings, and then we need to cut them. Okay, no, all of these need to be cut down, so we'll at least do that. 12. Oh my god. Ooh, that's actually just dry. Okay, let's go get some lotion. I can also snag the fabrics here because they need to also be like cut down actually. And for some reason there's a mini backing here. And I have not pared down apparently this pile. Oh, there's some good dark ones that should be done, but I won't. Oh well. Beggars can't be choosers, just get shit done. Okay. If you have access to it, this is the Rocky Mountain Soap Co. or Rocky Daily Oat Lotion. It is their like vanilla candy cane scent, which is only available at Christmas time, but so far it's been out the past 2 Christmases. It's one of my favorite scents of theirs. But their unscented's really nice too. It's just a nice lotion. They're out of Canmore, so they're local to me, so yay. Yeah. Okay, that has coated that dry spot. It's still itchy. Can I? There. Sufficient? Yes, so far. My hands need the lotion anyway. They're like, it's getting, I did not get the same like hand chap as I've had the past few years. Thank God, because it was bad. But, yeah. Okay. No. Yes, yes, and yes, no. The ones that are getting node will get done next week. Or soon. Yes, yes, no, no, no. Yes, yes. Excellent. No. Also surprisingly no, although I should have, but whatever. Yes, no, not that one. Never mind, sorry. Yes. What's the other? Did we do 2 colors of corgi, or did we do all 3 colors of corgi? No, we just did the, okay, we apparently did not do that one. Whatever. Yes, yes. No, no. Did we do pink cats? Pretty sure we did pink pastry cats, right? Did I not do pink pastry cats? Oh my God, Katie, what are you doing with your life? I don't know what I'm doing with my life. Nope. Okay, cool. Chibi birds, though, yes. Okay, chibis. Yes. No. Yes. Yes. No. 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 Yes. 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 No. Yes. Okay. Oh, okay, because there is more. I'm like, wait, no, there's not. I swear I had more than that ready to go, like ready to actually be sewn. Okay, probably should end it here and head out for this call. No, we're fine. It's fine. I do need to go soon, but I don't need to go like right now. Why am I trimming these down instead of doing the drawstring cuts and sewing? Yeah, whatever, they all needs to get done. Anyway, so we got Bright Koi on Gray Segai Ha. Segai Ha is the wave pattern. There is a symbolism to it. I do not know what it is, but if you look it up or want to look it up, Segai Ha, S-E-I, Se, Gai, G-A-I, Gai, Ha, H-A, Segai Ha. We've got these grumpy ass cats in sunglasses. I love their little grumpy faces. Oh my God, they're all so judgy. We've got that in pink, and we've got it on the blue as well, light blue. Because they look different on both colors, even though they don't actually change the colors of the cats in this one. Just the background color on this one. Lots of times they'll subtly change the color palette as well, but no, those are just the exact same cats on 2 different colors. We've got onigiri shaped like pandas, or panda onigiri on blue. This is a little bit heavier fabric. I would put it at a medium weight fabric, whereas the last 3 have been lightweight fabrics. The neon koi on Segai Ha is actually a dobby, so it's got a slubby warp and weft, which adds a nice texture to an otherwise very light fabric. We've got these neon mushrooms on this like nice aqua green. Again, a little bit heavier weight fabric. Not quilt cotton, not canvas. It's right in the middle. We've got black cats and moons with the little stars that are all on this are, the gold stars are shiny, the gray stars are not. Figured this was extremely appropriate given the recent Artemis 2 mission. A little bit of moon joy in the booth. We got these really cool lanterns. I figured this is a good, like, generally masculine coated fabric with the color scheme and motif. We got these cute little bouncy chibi birds. I don't know why they're bouncy, but they're just so like round and floofy looking that they're totally bouncy birds. Anyway, little round balls of birds. And then we've got black cats with Nadeshiko. Nadeshiko is a flower from Japan. It's a little spiky. Actually, I think we would call them dianthus here. Wait, are dianthus actually Nadeshiko? And now they say dianthus out loud. I'm like, oh wait, that is totally what those are, is dianthus. Are they one and the same? I will have to find out. Cat pastries on light blue. So it's basically a bunch of cats in pastries, or pretending to be pastries, or consuming the pastries. Because of course, why not? Cat tarts, cat cupcakes, cat macaron. We have Shiba. Mostly Shiba butts. That look like the milk bread. And that is on aqua. And we also have it on light blue. I really like the little Shiba butts. Last year they had Shiba butt cream puff things at Otafest. So maybe they'll have them again this year. That'll match. Kind of cool if they did. So there's those guys. I gotta figure out what time I can actually get into the exhibitor hall on Friday. I think I can drop the kids off and like head straight in, which would be perfect. We've got the highlighter yellow mushrooms on light blue. We've also got like pink mushrooms with the highlighter yellow spots. Although overwhelmingly, actually the pink is what calls your eye, but the overwhelming amount of them are actually yellow. Someone pointed out that this should actually glow as well, like under black light. This one is like pink and blue mushrooms on a really light lime green. It's a really hard color to photograph. It's a really hard color to describe. And in this case, the pink really takes over the background versus the pink taking over the blue, which is wild. French-speaking budgies is a little bit heavier fabric again as well. Still not, I think they call it an Oxford. So it's not canvas, but it's not quilt cotton. Wait, either. 220, we're gonna finish trimming these and then I'm gonna head. This is marshmallow cats. So neon marshmallows with a bunch of other marshmallow friends. I think it's called Mellow Friends, M-E-L-L-O. I did not actually have that on my list and it ended up in my pile and I'm not mad about it. This is cat faces. Cotton linen, so it's a nice heavy medium weight fabric. Nice medium weight fabric, different hand to it. This is from 2023, so if you've seen it before, yes you did. Big Yawn cat on gray, all these really realistic cats along with that sassy black cat that we've had before, called Big Yawn cat for this tuxedo sitting right here. Yawning big yawn. Oh, apparently we did have. Okay, so we do have Shiba. Oh, these aren't Shibas. These are corgis. Holy fuck, Katie. Anyway, corgis. And it's like corgi milk bread butts. Wait, so did I have the drawstring for the corgis? I know I have the blue and the green. Yeah, whatever. It's cut in half now. Oh no, I cut an extra 1.5. Then finally, we've got the panda onigiri on pink. I do know that we planned for this one. Okay, I'm gonna head out for this meeting. I will be back on tonight, not earlier, because we're gonna go do some cutting work on the table. And I'm lazy and don't feel like moving the camera. But I will chat with y'all soon. Bye.